Jesus Christ, 560,000 people are watching this live stream.
You didn't think he would tell the world he was a victim of domestic violence, did you?
Speaking of cross-examination, Amber Heard is getting cross-examined right now by Johnny Depp's team. So let's take a look at what's happening here.
Or that he would do that, considering the relationship he and I had. I thought it would be crazy for him to do so, knowing what I know we lived through.
Or, as you said to him in that recording, who was going to believe that Johnny Depp, a man, is a victim of domestic violence, right?
With all due respect, I wasn't saying it because he's a man. I was saying it because he's a man who beat me up for 5 years.
Mr. Depp is your victim, isn't he?
No, ma'am.
And once he left you, you continued to abuse him publicly by calling him an abuser, didn't you?
He is an abuser. You can look either of us up online and figure out who's being abused online.
Let's look at some of that.
Oh shit,
Mr. Depp
she said I'm ready for that.
wears rings on every finger, doesn't he, Ms. Heard?
That's my experience, yes.
And they're not delicate rings, are they?
No, they are not.
Every one of his fingers is adorned, your words, big, chunky rings. Isn't that right?
That's my experience of him.
And Mr. Depp is always wearing rings, right, Ms. Heard?
That's my experience of him.
And you've never known him not to wear these rings.
That's my experience, is he normally wore rings, yes.
So Mr. Depp was wearing these big, chunky rings on every finger, every incident of abuse you've described to this jury, right?
I can't say for certain it was in every single incident.
But you've never known him not to wear rings, right?
In general, my experience with Johnny is that he wears rings almost all the time.
Where's she going with this? Is she going to be like, haha, like they would leave way bigger markers or something?
Ms. Heard, do you recall giving testimony in a deposition in this matter in January of this year?
If the glove doesn't fit moment?
Can we please play?
Oh my God, she's in her Maoist era. Oh shit, she's in her fucking.
From your
she's
deposition,
in her Cultural Revolution.
Day 2, 512, page 512, lines 11 through 15.
Okay, I'm tweeting that. Sorry, chat. I'm stealing it. I'm tweeting that.
You said he hit you and he was wearing rings, right, Ms. Heard? So he hit you with rings on every finger?
I don't know if I've ever known Johnny to not wear rings.
Yeah.
Ms. Heard, you testified to an incident in March of 2013 where Mr. Depp hit you in the face multiple times. Do you recall that?
That's correct.
And you testified, quote, you don't know how many times he hit you in the face.
That's correct.
So Mr. Depp hit you in the face multiple times while he was wearing rings on this occasion, correct?
Which occasion in March are you referencing? You weren't
The
specific.
testimony that you gave on day 15 of this trial, March of 2013. You weren't specific as to the day.
There were several incidents.
The one where he hit you several times in the face.
I'm sorry, just so I understand better. There were several incidents in March. Which one are you asking me about?
The time that he hit you several times in the face wearing rings.
Well, he pretty much
March
always.
of 2013.
Right. What are you asking me? I'm sorry.
He was wearing rings on that occasion?
I pretty much always knew him to wear rings.
Okay, let's please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 170A, which is already in evidence, Your Honor. You testified that this is a picture you took after that incident, right, Ms. Heard?
Yes, that was one where he grabbed me.
And hit you in the face so many times that you don't remember. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
And there's no injuries to your face in this picture, are there?
Not that this picture shows.
And there's no medical records reflecting that you sought treatment after this alleged incident either.
I did not seek medical treatment at this time.
So there's no medical records reflecting any injuries to your face after he hit you several times.
I did not need to go to the doctor at the time.
Despite hitting you several times that you lost count with rings on his fingers.
That's correct. I did not seek medical attention, other than my therapist.
You testified to another incident in March of 2013 2013, where Mr. Depp hit you while he was wearing a lot of rings.
Is she going to ask about
Do you
the
remember
poop thing?
that
Because I do
testimony?
want to hear that. I do want to
Yes,
hear
ma'am.
like her
And
be
you testified you
cross-examined on
felt
the
like
poop
your
stuff.
lip went through your teeth,
Like,
and it got
actually
a
more
little
than
blood on
anything
the
else.
wall.
Yes, I remember that.
There isn't a picture of you with injuries after that alleged incident, is there?
I don't know if I've seen one. I can't recall. There are a lot of pictures.
You didn't produce any photographs after that alleged incident, did you, Ms.
I don't
Ward?
know if I took one or if it's included. I'm not quite sure which ones.
You didn't show any pictures to this jury after describing that alleged incident that your teeth, your lip went into your teeth. You don't remember that, right? You didn't show any pictures to this jury after
I think she's
describing that
coming off a
incident,
little
right?
too strong. I'm going to be
I
honest.
don't believe I've seen that picture admitted.
I think the lawyer's coming off a little too aggro.
That picture doesn't exist.
That's the reason why the cross-examiner is a woman, by the way, of course, is because, like,
we have pictures
that is a
from
deliberate
March
choice,
2013,
chatters.
Yes.
you can't have a
only
man
picture that
destroying
you've
a
produced and
woman
shown
like
to
this
this
in a
jury is the one that
cross-examination,
was
but
just
she is still coming
put up
across
on
a
the
little bit too
screen.
aggressive.
where you said he hit you multiple times in the face, and you appear to have.
No,
what is
that
a
matters.
bruise
That absolutely matters.
arm,
Every
correct?
part of this matters. What are you,
believe this is the
crazy?
only picture
The
that's in
aesthetics
evidence
is
right
all.
now.
They're all about the aesthetics here.
That's the only picture you've shown to this jury from March 2013, correct?
I believe so.
I know cross-examiners have to be more
testified
aggressive,
about an
but
incident
it
in
doesn't
Russia
matter.
on or
There's a
about
delicate
June
balance they
26,
need to struck, and I do
2013.
think
Do you
that
remember
she's
that?
being a little aggro here, like a little too
Yes,
assertive.
that's correct.
You testify that Mr. Depp, quote, whacked you in the face.
That's correct.
And you went to the bathroom after that, right?
I did.
And then, according to your testimony, when you came out of the bathroom, Jerry Judge, Mr. Depp's security guard, who's passed away.
Oh my God! Everyone is
pointed out that
fucking
your nose
describing
was
to me what
bleeding.
cross-examiner is supposed to do. I
did that in
know,
the hallway.
but when you are cross-examining
You said you hadn't
someone
known that your
who
nose was bleeding
you
until
are,
Jerry Judge pointed
the
it out to
jury
you?
could possibly
Yes, that's
think
correct.
at this
That's
moment,
correct. I
not
brought it up.
with your fucking
I didn't see it
biases,
when I
that
was in
Amber
the
Heard is a
bathroom.
victim, right? They could think that.
So it's your testimony.
So if
that
the
you went
jury
to the bathroom
thinks that Amber Heard is a victim,
didn't look in
then
the mirror,
if you're berating the fucking victim in their eyes,
noticed
they're
that your
going
nose
to
was
further, literally
That's not why I went
assume
to the bathroom.
that
I
they're
went
gonna
to
they're
the
gonna reassert her
bathroom.
victimhood.
I'm
Okay,
crying. I don't even know if I paid attention to the mirror. I certainly didn't.
that's why I said it's a delicate balance, and I'm saying
You
that
didn't take any
she
pictures
should
of
err
your
on the side of
bloody nose either,
caution
did you?
I did not.
and not seemingly
Pictures were
badger the
taken of you in
person.
Russia, though. Isn't that correct?
Yes, that's correct. We had a press or a dinner.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1248.
Chatters think everyone is as horned up as you are, like watching this.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean?
This is
Everyone
a
must
picture of you and
feel
Mr.
the same
Depp
way
in
that I
Russia.
do about Amber Heard.
Correct?
Like, no.
That's correct.
I'm going to move to admit.
All right, no objection. 1248 in evidence. You can publish.
And this is you and Mr. Depp in Russia for the Lone Ranger premiere, correct?
It was a dinner function, I believe, in promotion of the movie. Wasn't the premiere, if I recall.
You don't have any visible injuries to your face, do you?
None that you can see.
Let's look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 1249. This is a picture of you, isn't it right?
That's correct.
I'm going to move to admit Exhibit 1249.
All right, 1249 in evidence.
This is also a picture from when you were in Russia for the Lone Ranger premiere, right?
That is correct.
And you have no visible injuries to your face, do you?
None that you can see.
Even though Mr. Depp whacked you in the face so hard that your nose bled
He did.
while wearing chunky big rings, right?
That's correct.
You also testify that Mr. Depp, again, whacked you in the face after the Met Gala in May of 2014, right?
That is correct.
You testified that you thought he hit you so hard he broke your nose.
That's correct.
You said your nose was, quote, swollen, discolored, red.
That is correct. I took a picture of that.
You testified you took a picture of your face after this,
I did.
but you didn't show that picture to this jury, did you?
I would like to.
But you
I
didn't
found
show it,
Tumblr
did
super
you?
divided on this.
That's
Lots of
not
pro
up to
Amber,
me.
pro Johnny. I just don't want to talk about it. A lot of people are honestly just sick of this case.
I understand you were under an obligation to produce all photographs after any alleged incidents of violence, right, Ms. Heard?
I produced everything.
You didn't produce any photographs after the Met Gala.
Depends on what corner of the internet you're on. I think like a lot of YouTube is not divided on this. They are fucking extremely pro Johnny to a degree where like they literally are just like overlooking Johnny's shortcomings in the relationship, making him out to be like a perfect victim, but he's not. They're going to be shocked if he doesn't win the defamation suit and freak the fuck out for that reason.
Broken nose after the Met Gala in May of 2014, have you?
I have given everything to my lawyers. Everything.
And then there's the other corner. I'm such a fucking. I'm not even a centrist on this because I do believe that Johnny Depp.
Sought medical treatment.
I'm not a centrist on this because I do believe that Johnny Depp is a victim in this situation. Not a perfect one, an imperfect victim, but certainly a victim of domestic violence. But having said all that, like he's also a fucking goober and a weirdo and like definitely like a weird Hollywood guy. And for some weird reason, people who like grew up watching him play fucking, people who grew up watching him like be Captain Jack Sparrow, are giving him so much leeway. Whenever like we talk about like things that he's done that are fucking wrong, like honestly, or even like all the goober shit that he's done, like, oh yeah, here's a knife, cut me, here's a knife, cut my skin. All you need to do is cut my skin. Like that's like all fucking weird theater kid shit. You know what I mean? Like calm down. Like he's not. You would never in any other circumstance, you would never look at this guy and be like, wow, what a cool person. You would be like, that's a fucking weirdo. Okay.
Permission to admit this photograph.
All right, 1252 in evidence.
And motherfuckers be like, that's not Johnny Depp. That was the monster. He was a monster.
This is a picture of you, Mr. Depp, and John Rickles, right?
That is correct.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1253.
Yeah, I mean, celebrities, like Hollywood celebrities, like bring out the worst in people. People fucking lose their absolute minds, dude. They just fucking go crazy.
Admit Exhibit 1253 and publish it.
All right, so moved. 1253 in evidence.
Like there's no like being normal after that. You know what I mean?
This is a picture of you and Mr. Depp at the event the night after Mr. Depp allegedly whacked you in the face so hard you thought he had broken your nose.
He did whack me in the face, and I did think it broke my nose.
And this is you the night after.
Yes, it is.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1254.
This is also a picture for Johnny Depp, dude. They're going insane.
That is correct.
They're going bananas mode.
Move to admit Plaintiff's Exhibit 1254.
But this is one of those instances where like the team has a lot of.
Just to confirm now that the jury can
Johnny
see
Depp's team has good leeway here to fucking break that shit apart.
Depp allegedly whacked you in the face so
Johnny
hard
is very
you thought he broke your
toxic,
nose.
more than abusive. Yes.
This is a picture of me after he did whack me in the face.
The night after, right?
Yes, it is. I believe it was the night after.
Like, that's wild. Like, her nose is not broken, dude. I mean, that's like one of those things.
Your nose doesn't appear to be-
Like, I know that domestic violence can be hidden, okay? And it is hidden in many instances, which is why, like, you know, believing women is like a fundamental part of the Me Too movement and all of that. But that does not mean reflexively, that just means don't reflexively disbelieve women, okay? Just believe and parse through the information adequately. But, like, that's fucking crazy, dude. You can't, I mean, what the fuck?
Normally the swelling after that kind of injury is not as bad as
you can't hide a broken fucking nose with makeup.
It wasn't that
bad. And you need medical attention when you break your nose.
That's how I know how to reference it.
Anyway, that's crazy.
Picture you haven't produced or shown to this jury, right, Ms. Heard?
I produced everything.
But you haven't shown it to this jury.
I would very much like to. It's not my job.
Your Honor, may we approach?
Yes, that's fine.
Would you take me to the both abusers and toxic people? I think that there were instances because of Johnny Depp's Johnny Depp consistently going through relapses, that there were instances where he was also abusive, where there was at least one decently documented instance where he was physically abusive. I don't know how aggressive that physicality got. That was inconsistent with what his team was saying, the private jet incident. There was another instance where like there was conflicting witness testimony, but in the overwhelming majority of the 14 cases that they used in the defamation suit in the Oibrov court case against the Sun, or was it the Mirror? Or, it was the Sun, that where the judge found him credibly a domestic abuser. It was mostly Amber Heard instigating. I've said this since the first day. I am of the belief, I agree with the perspective of the counselor, the couples counselor that offered their testimony originally, that said there was mutual abuse and that Amber Heard would routinely fucking escalate and routinely start fights specifically to keep Johnny involved. And when Johnny would physically try to avoid the fight and like would literally try to physically exit the space, she would escalate it to violence. This professional assessment is also absolutely solidified by Amber Heard's own revealed phone conversations with Johnny Depp that were documented. So there is further proof of what she is saying. There's also phone conversations from Amber Heard where she openly states that people will not believe him because he is a man when he comes out and says that he had been abused. She said he hit her so hard she thought she broke her nose at the time because it was bleeding. I don't think she said it actually broke. Not exonerating her, as she definitely instigated, just looking at the info. No, I mean, she's said on numerous occasions that her nose was broken by Johnny Depp, and none of those instances actually correspond to the reality. Or even like the medical examiner friend of hers, the nurse practitioner who took medical notes, was still, her notes did not feature any of that. That's crazy. Let's not turn this into a misogynistic free-for-all when she's representative of all women. I've seen a lot of discussing conversations revolving around women lying about abuse, and this case is being cited. Yes, that is part of the reason why I'm covering this issue, because I fucking hate that this has turned into like Me Too was wrong. Like, look at us. We were always right. We're always right that like women just lie. They're all lying. They're all lying about their abuse. It's like, no, in the overwhelming majority of cases, like, women are far more likely to be abused and have their abuse go overlooked than actually lie about domestic abuse. That's just ridiculous. Same with sexual assault, which is at the heart of the Me Too movement anyway, because the criminal justice system does a horrible job. The justice system in general does a horrible job of protecting women in circumstances like this, and that's precisely why there was an extrajudicious movement created by people to push back against that, which and to finally bring some accountability to very powerful men like Harvey Weinstein. Having said that, however, there's a lot of people who are just like completely one-sided on the circumstance, saying that like Johnny Depp was bad, he's abusive, and they originally started off with that position, so they don't want to fucking go back on that and be like, let me re-examine this. I myself had never paid attention to this, so whenever people would come into my chat and be like, dude, cover Amber Heard for like the past year or so, I never really covered it because I was like, this is some incel shit. And then when I actually looked at the circumstances, when I actually looked at the evidence that was presented in the original Sun trial in the Oibrov court, and also in this one, I realized that like certainly Johnny Depp was a victim of domestic violence. Now, I've also talked about my own personal experiences of being in an abusive relationship. So obviously, like maybe I'm a little biased in that regard as well. And I did not react in the way that Johnny Depp did in that situation. But because knowing full well how that would be seen to the rest of the world, I never reacted in the way that he did. But also, I was not, relapsing and unable to control myself and my urges, as I was suffering with like addiction and relapsing and getting back into like pills and alcohol like Johnny Depp was, right? I was not doing that. So obviously that's the reason why that did not happen to me. Even if you is lying, it doesn't discredit Me Too movement.
You testified that in January of 2015, there was an incident in Tokyo before Mr. Depp's Mordecai, the film Mordecai's premiere.
Like her
Is that
fucking
correct?
full-blown
That's
lying
correct.
about this, which I don't even think she's like
that on
full-blown
this
lying about it, but like
occasion,
her
Mr. Depp
lying
was
about
kneeling
shit
on your back.
doesn't change the reality.
That's correct. In the
That
closet.
like there are plenty of women
You
that go
also told the
overlooked
jury that
in
you wore
the
a backless
criminal justice
dress
system, and
to Mordecai's
specifically in our
premiere
justice system in general, in our courts.
I did.
And you testified that you were checking for bruises in the car
Mordecai.
on the way to the event to make sure that there were, quote, no visible marks, right?
I was checking on my phone after the event to make sure that you couldn't see anything.
Your testimony was that you were checking in the car on the way to the event to make sure that there were no marks.
What?
on
See,
your
then
back.
why did you think it was incel from the start? Because it was
Perhaps I
incels that were
misspoke or
pushing for it, and there are
misunderstood.
still
It was on
incels
the way
pushing
back
for it.
from
You
it was
yourself are
after. I
probably
was
one of those
concerned
incels pushing for
after,
this. So shut the
concerned
fuck
that
up.
there would be marks in any photographs since we were being photographed at Johnny's press event.
And you didn't show this jury a picture of you in that backless dress, though, did you?
I don't know what you mean. I'm sorry.
You didn't show this jury a picture of you at the Mordecai premiere wearing a backless dress, did you?
I haven't had the opportunity to.
Okay,
I assume you have it?
I do. Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1256. This is a picture of you and Mr. Depp, or the back of you, at the Mordecai premiere in Tokyo, correct, Ms. Heard?
That is correct.
He did a winky face,
Wanna
ban him.
move
Nice
to admit
bathroom.
and publish
Winky
this
faces
picture?
are bannable.
1256 in evidence.
Look at that zoom in, dude. At the top of the hour, we zoom into the
This is
60-second
you in the
ad break.
backless
If you
dress
no
at the
longer want to
Mordecai
see those
premiere
ads,
in
all you need to
Tokyo,
do is
right?
subscribe. You can do that for $5 or
correct.
for free with a Twitch
You would
Prime.
agree that there are no bruises or visible
Conduct yourself
marks
better than
on your
Amber
back
Heard
in this
currently
picture.
is on the
No,
stand.
not that I could
and
see.
subscribe for $5 or for free. Or get a gifted sub if you're lucky.
I'll show
Here's the
you
woman ad break now.
One other photo. If we could please have Plaintiff's Exhibit 1257. This is a front angle picture of you and Mr. Depp at that premiere, correct?
That is correct.
Move to admit Plaintiff's Exhibit 1257.
Shady Place, thank you for the 10 gifted subs.
All right, 1257 in evidence.
I'll show you one more picture. Plaintiff's Exhibit 1258. And again, Ms. Heard, this is you and Mr. Depp at the Mordecai premiere.
Yes, it is.
Move to admit Plaintiff's Exhibit 1258.
All right, 1258 in evidence. Publish.
And that's the backless dress, right, Ms. Heard?
That is correct.
You also told this jury about an incident in Australia in March of 2015.
Yes, that's correct.
You testified that after this alleged incident, you had cuts on your forearms, right?
Yes, that's true.
And you testified that you had cuts on the bottoms of your feet as well.
Yes, that's true.
And you testified that you had a bruise across your jaw from when Mr. Depp, quote, clocked you in the face, end quote.
That's true.
You didn't take any pictures of these injuries while you were in Australia, did you?
I don't think I took any pictures.
You just took 2 pictures of Mr. Depp's writing on a mirror. Isn't that right?
I believe so, yes.
So you had your phone on you, right?
At some point I did have my phone.
And your iPad?
I had my
gotta pee
iPad, I
again.
believe.
And you testified that you were also raped with a liquor bottle in Australia, right, Ms. Heard?
Yes.
You testified you bled from your vagina as a result of that sexual assault.
Yes.
There aren't any medical records reflecting that you sought medical treatment for any of these injuries, are there?
I did not seek medical treatment after Australia, no.
Not for the rape?
No, I did not want to tell anyone.
Not for the cuts?
No,
Not for the injuries to your face?
I didn't need to.
You also told the jury about an incident on December 15, 2015, right?
Where? I'm sorry.
December 15th, 2015.
Yes, that's correct.
You told this jury that after this incident, you had a broken nose.
It certainly felt like it.
Ms. Heard, do you recall giving testimony on day 16th in this trial? You were
Yes,
under
I do.
oath, right?
Yes.
You have.
Laura's going too hard. I mean, these are serious accusations. Like,
Okay.
she's
All right.
supposed to.
We'll get it.
A little bit. Man, you can't be playing both sides here, man. We have to get off the fence. Wait, where are we getting off the fence? Where are we going on the fence, dude? Did I miss it? Did I miss her talking about law tip? Evidence is relevant and can be used if it tends to prove a fact more likely than if the evidence was not presented. Thanks. Thanks for the law tip, law guys. Nuance the thing of the past. I mean, dude,
I could
like
please direct your
there
attention,
are
Ms. Heard, to page of
there
day
are
16,
there are things that I'm like
4593
offering my position on.
of the jury trials transcript.
Law tip: crime is illegal. Fucking dude, I have such brilliant chatters. Thank you. I love posting the ironic, unironic law tips and upsetting chatters while educating them. Thank you.
Lines.
Why can't you? You're not personally involved in the
8 through
civil wealth
13?
transfer? Wait, it's not even a fucking civil wealth transfer. This is just
which
like
page? I'm
fucking
sorry.
celebrity drama
4593?
that people are trying to milk political commentary out of.
Yes.
Starting on line 8, I thought I probably had a concussion and certainly thought, excuse me, strike that, let's start over. I thought I probably had a concussion and certainly that I had a broken nose. There was blood everywhere, blood all over the pillows. My head was bleeding from the ripped out hair, chunks of hair on the floor, all over the place actually. So lines 9, that I had a broken nose. Do you recall giving that testimony, Ms. Heard?
Yes, exactly.
So you had a broken nose, right?
That's absolutely what I thought.
And you told the jury that you had 2 black eyes after this incident, right?
I did have 2 black eyes after that incident.
And you testified that you also had a busted lip from when Mr. Depp punched you.
That is correct. From December, yes, that's correct.
You testified that the lip wound kept reopening when you moved your mouth.
That's correct.
You also testified that you had bruising on your temple
That's correct.
and bruising on your chin.
Correct.
You also testified that your head was bleeding from where Mr. Depp ripped chunks of your hair out.
I remember, yes.
And that you had, quote, gross, pussy, and, quote, bruising around your temple.
In my scalp, yeah.
Now, for this incident, you did take pictures.
That's correct.
And we will look at some of those in a minute. But I first want to talk to you about your appearance on the James Corden show.
Sure. Can I close this?
Sure. You appeared on the James Corden show the day after this alleged incident, right?
I did.
And that was December 16th, 2015?
Yes, that's correct.
Let's please pull up a clip of your appearance from that evening. If we could, Plaintiff's Exhibit 35. And for the record, we will only be playing a portion of this, so we will call it Plaintiff's Exhibit 35A.
All right, any objection?
James
35A in
Corden.
evidence.
Trigger warning, James Corden.
I grew up, in Texas riding horses and.
Oh, really?
Not
a big ballet community out there in Texas.
No, not so much. Shooting guns, yes, but ballet, no. So I wanted to train for it, and there were some ballet sequences that we wanted to have the option to incorporate into the movie. So I trained forever, and I have 2 left feet. I'm the most klutzy person in the world, and I have no, what do you call it? Grace?
Right.
So I knew.
Your Honor, I'm
I
so
knew I had to
sorry,
train.
but it's not published to the jury. If we may have it please published.
Okay, thank you.
Apologies. If we can please start that over.
Start it over, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Law tip: if the jury
I
can't
grew up
see the
in
video
Texas
footage,
riding
then
horses
you gotta
Oh,
replay
really?
it.
Not a big ballet community out there in Texas.
Not so much. Shooting guns, yes, but ballet, no. So I wanted to train for it, and there were some ballet sequences that we wanted to have the option to incorporate into the movie. So I trained forever, and I have 2 left feet. I'm the most klutzy person in the world, and I have no, what do you call it? Grace?
Right.
So I knew I had to train for it, and what they don't tell you, I crammed about 3 months of solid training in, and I'm kind of like working my way up from the floor and learning the technical aspect of ballet, and I've got these dances down technically perfectly. I'm learning all the movements, but the last
She's
thing
gonna
we
say
get to are the hands.
your nose is clearly not broken, and
I haven't
also
yet got
you
to that
clearly
point, but
didn't
everything
fucking
else is
break a
working.
rib
I'm
cage
acting it up on
because
my
you're
face.
moving
I'm
up
selling
and
the
you're
ballet.
moving your arm
And I
easily.
think I'm doing really
And
good
if you
at
had
this
any
point.
kind of bruising, it would either it would be
And
virtually
so I send
impossible to hide with
videos
makeup.
and images to my
A
friends
bruising
to,
of
like,
that
get
sort.
encouragement and look for their support. And everyone shoots back, "What's with the claw hand?" And I look and I realize like all that stress and fear of performing and doing this thing had just kind of like funneled out through the one thing that I hadn't yet like
What were your
mastered.
hands doing?
So I'd be doing this amazing, I'd be doing like a jump with a back bend, and you can see this like graceful falling, and my hands are like. And my face, though, is like I've got that you saw in the clip, like this beautiful 1920s, stage makeup on, and like flower crowns and all this stuff. And then my hand, and my face, and then my hands.
That was you on the James Corden show on December 16th, 2015, right, Ms. Heard?
That was.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's
BLC
Exhibit
goated.
98.
BLC.
These are pictures of you on the James Corden show on December 16th, 2015, right, Ms. Heard?
They look like freeze frames, like screen grabs, stills. They're not like it's not like a photo shoot, it doesn't seem.
But on the James Corden show, correct?
From that appearance, yes.
Move to admit and publish Plaintiff's Exhibit 98.
Any objections? All right. And Ms. Bernhoff, you could move the microphone and turn it on for you, so Judy and I are having trouble hearing you.
Sorry about that.
All right, thank you. All right, 98 in evidence. Thank you.
Nice.
That's a photo of you opening your mouth on the right, right?
That's correct.
And again, a larger view of the same photo on the bottom
That's correct.
with a split lip.
You've seen pictures of it without makeup.
Dude, this part.
Yes.
So you had a split lip when you
I
were
sure
moving
did.
your mouth that way.
Okay,
sure
so
did.
here's the thing.
Those
Here's the
photographs.
thing. Here's the thing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
At worst, if she had a split lip as a consequence of like a minor scuffle, okay, if she had a split lip, that's inconsistent with like her fucking incredible amount of injuries she claimed to have had.
did,
But
yes.
most importantly, her fucking nurse friend
516, which is
took
already
notes when she actually delivered medicine for her. Her friend, her own friend, said she had no injuries. Like she took down notes doing a medical assessment where she said, I don't see any like severe injuries
You testified
what's so
that this is a
fucking
picture
ever,
of you
dude.
after the
That's
incident on
crazy.
December
That's
15th,
madness.
2015, right?
It was.
Her makeup artist said she
And if
didn't
we
see
could also
anything.
please pull
Her
up
best
Defendant's
friend
Exhibit
said she had injuries.
517, which is
But
also
that's
in
it.
evidence.
Unless she's Wolverine and literally just like capable of fucking super powered.
Thank you, Your Honor. This is also a picture of you after the incident on December 15th, 2015.
That's correct.
If we could
Superpowered
please
healing.
pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 409, which is already in evidence.
Psychotic fucking Johnny Depp stands be like, Amber Heard, she's doing cocaine again.
These pictures ended up in People magazine in June of 2016. Isn't that right, Ms. Heard?
I
That's
saw it.
correct.
She's doing cocaine again.
You gave these pictures to People magazine after you publicly accused Mr. Depp of domestic abuse, didn't you?
I didn't personally know.
This was you protecting Mr. Depp after you got the restraining order against him, isn't it?
No, this is him calling me a liar and me forcing to prove it.
XQC
As I
chat,
mentioned to you
Asmongold
earlier.
chat. I mean, dude,
So
they have
you did
100,000 people
give
watching them.
these
Of course, there's going to be
pictures to
some
People
sick
magazine.
freaks in there. You know
No,
what I mean?
I gave these pictures actually to my lawyers and my representatives
tip.
at the time.
Cocaine
So
is
it's your
illegal.
testimony, Ms. Heard, that your lawyers and representatives gave these pictures of their client to People magazine in the middle of a contentious divorce?
I certainly did not personally give it, no.
Oh, come on, dude. Come
We also have a
on.
medical record from after the December 15th, 2015 incident.
Fucking got
don't
him
you?
on that one, I think. That's a
partial
got him
one,
moment.
Yes.
You went to see Dr. Kipper's office a couple days later.
That's right. He wasn't in the office.
Can we please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 47, which is already in evidence?
No, that is a cap. She's capping. Yes.
This is your medical record for December 17th, 2015, isn't it, Ms. Heard?
That's correct.
And this record doesn't document any physical injuries on you, does it?
I don't think so. No, I don't think I spoke to Kipper. I didn't speak to Kipper.
This is the fucking. This is the big fuck
And
you
I didn't-
to the
Dr.
Oibrov
Kipper's
court
office.
that
Was
literally
he
said.
correct?
I went to Dr. Kipper's office for
That's
a concussion
crazy.
check.
That's crazy.
Okay.
That's
And this
crazy.
medical
That's
record
crazy.
is from
If
that
you have like
visit,
a
correct?
significant amount of fucking bruising,
Partially, yes.
your medical professional
down.
takes notes and doesn't make note of that. That's wild, dude. That's insane. That doesn't happen. Okay. And for the record,
The signature, Kipper, down below.
for the
This is
record, the
entirety of the
Oibrov
medical
court
record.
literally threw
Right,
this
Ms.
out.
Hurd?
Yes, what I meant by partial is I didn't talk about what happened to me. I didn't get into my injuries. I didn't get into what happened or ask for anything other than should I get some sort of scan done.
But this record doesn't document any physical injuries on you, does it?
I'd have to read it in full, but I don't know.
Well, let's do that. We could please go, well, under skin on the second page. It reads
only thing
intact,
was a
normal
lip.
color, moisture, hair distribution, texture, turgor. No signs of, oh, this is going to be hard, cyanosis, mottling, jaundice.
It also says I'm a well-nourished male.
Right. I have no idea what that means.
I think this medical record's missing a lot of things.
Yeah, but it doesn't document any physical injuries.
Don't try
Doesn't
to.
seem to be documenting anything.
Probably because there was nothing to document, right, Ms. Hurd?
I disagree with you on that.
Okay, this is good. Amber Heard is looking pretty fucking
You don't have
aggro
any medical
here.
records reflecting that you broke your nose during your relationship with Mr. Depp,
Amber
do you?
Heard is looking. Amber Heard's starting to get snarky,
I
and that will make
saw
the
an
jury
ENT after my
feel as
relationship
though she is not
ended.
innocent. That she is.
And you saw an ENT, it's your testimony under oath that you saw an ENT for broken noses that you
Even though
sustained
her,
as a
even
result
though
of
her
Mr.
counter
Depp?
here
No,
was
the
like
ENT told me I
tense.
sustained
Objection.
multiple fractures.
No, I'm going to move to strike. Your
I'll
Honor.
sustain the objection. I'll move to strike. Okay.
Thank you. So again, just to try my question, there's no medical records
Trials are
reflecting that you
20%
broke your
facts,
nose
80%
during your
vibes. Dude,
relationship
this is
with
a he
Mr.
said,
Depp.
she
Is
said
there,
trial.
Ms.
Of
Hurd?
course, it's all vibes.
I don't know what made it in evidence, but I do know that I documented that visit and that
is a pure vibe
everything
check.
was given to my attorneys.
A pure vibe check
Ms. Hurd,
trial.
you never went to see any doctor or surgeon to treat a broken nose during your relationship with Mr. Depp. Yes or no?
I never sought treatment for broken nose while I was with Johnny.
Or after you were with Mr. Depp as a result of any injuries you sustained as a result of Mr. Depp.
Afterwards, yes, I did.
And you didn't produce those medical records in this case.
I would object, Your Honor. She did.
I did.
I don't know. All right.
They have not been produced, Your
Yeah,
Honor.
they've not only
All right.
been
If you would
produced.
come and approach.
Objection, Your Honor. Multiple slurp juices can be used on the same ape to create three apes, three different crypto apes. And Amber Heard still doesn't get it. Your Honor. Multiple slurp juices can be used. Your Honor, she's giving off bad vibes. Dude, this is literally all a vibe check, okay? This is a vibe check to the max. In a situation, in a civil case where there is a he said, she said circumstance, like it's all vibes. It's all vibes. All of it.
You don't have any medical records reflecting that you required any dental work during your relationship with Mr. Depp, do you?
I don't know. I don't recall.
You don't recall one way or another seeking dental care for any injuries you allegedly sustained?
You asked me about if I had produced records or if I had records. That's a different question.
Did you ever see a dentist or an oral surgeon as a
Yes.
result of any injuries you sustained with Mr. Depp?
Not about any injury I had from Johnny, no.
And you don't have any medical records reflecting that you required any reconstructive work during your relationship with Mr. Depp, do you?
I never required reconstructive work, so there would be no records.
What you do have, Ms. Heard, are pictures of Mr. Depp sleeping, though, right? The jury saw a lot of those.
Yes.
Ms. Heard, let's take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 1090, which is already in evidence. You took this photograph, right, Ms. Heard?
That's correct.
And you testified that this was taken in Tokyo in July of 2013, correct?
Yes.
So you decided to take a picture of Mr. Depp asleep on the floor?
He was passed out.
That's a
And
yes.
I took a picture of him because he wouldn't remember. He claimed he didn't pass out that way. And sometimes security would carry him like a baby into bed, get him changed, and he would be none the wiser. So I started taking pictures of it so that he knew that it was real, that it had gotten this bad.
Let's take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 1091, which is already in evidence. You took this picture as well.
Yes.
And this is a picture that was taken in the Bahamas, right?
It's one of them, yes.
And this is a picture of Mr. Depp taking a nap on his tropical island.
I can't tell if it's like
I believe he was on the nod, but as he would say.
Sleeping on the nod on his island.
They're very different, in my opinion. And
Okay.
yes, he
This
is
is
on
the
the
vibe check. The
island.
document saying male malnourished
On
is an L for
vacation.
the attorney. It brings the validity of the document
we were
and
on
or
vacation,
competence of the
yes.
doctor into question. I agree.
Let's also take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 1092, which is also in evidence. You also took this picture, right, Ms. Heard?
That's correct. I did.
And this is another picture of Mr. Depp asleep in a chair.
No, he was nodding off. Sleep is different. When you're nodding off, you're high on drugs. Didn't even feel the cigarette in his hand that had, been burning on his leg.
Bro, what the
It was
fuck?
cause
Why
for
is she
alarm.
documenting him in his weakest moments nonstop? That's creepy as fuck, dude. That is not a lover, okay?
Under oath at-
Also, that hair is
holding
not
a
it.
cigarette in this picture.
He had been.
Yo, Johnny Depp off the perk?
Seem to really like taking pictures of Mr. Depp while he's sleeping, don't you?
I hated it. I hated it.
Oh,
Let's look at Defendant's
Oh, she
Exhibit
hated it. Oh,
1094,
shit.
which is also in evidence.
it doesn't seem like she hated it. She explained it to prove to him how bad it got because his
You
staff
took
carried
this
him to
picture
bed
of
like a
Mr. Depp
baby.
as well, didn't you?
I did.
You decided to take a picture of Mr. Depp
Bro.
asleep with ice cream.
Doing it once or twice is one thing. Doing it regularly and having these sorts of fucking photos
I was worried
is
about
to
how
literally
bad the medications and
personally
medication
fucking make the
change
situation
and
worse.
drug use
It's
had
like
gone.
fat shaming your partner that's like gained weight, okay? Constantly taking like naked photos of them without their consent. It like you showing them their fucking fat rolls and being like, "Yo, look at you, you're fucking fat." It's degrading. It's humiliating. And not a single person who has like a remote fraction of fucking sanity would turn around and literally be like, "Yeah, that's actually pretty good. That's like a pretty adequate way of helping someone." No, it's abusive as fuck, dude. Are you crazy? Wait, I don't get that comparison. What do you mean you don't get that comparison? It's to say you don't even realize how blackout you got for the inevitable arguments where the alcoholic denies they're out of control. No, I understand that. One or two is one thing. Having it and taking it routinely is abusive and most likely to just reinforce her fucking arguments and her
Please pull up
positions.
Defendant's Exhibit 252.
You're not going to be able to fucking guilt this person into. You're not going to be able to guilt this
We'll only
person
be
into
looking
like
at the portion of
you
this
know,
document.
getting out of
So if we
addiction.
could please call it Defendant's Exhibit
That's not how that works.
252A.
252A.
And for ease, we've gone ahead and redacted it.
Obesity doesn't give you memory loss.
Yes, I was
though?
asking
Dude,
for
what are you
support.
talking about? It's
That's
still
correct.
like if you're
There's no
considering it to
question
be
yet, Ms.
like
Heard.
an addiction,
So
an
directing
unhealthy
your
addiction that's like
attention, I'm
causing
gonna
you,
move to admit,
you're literally further pushing them
Exhibit
towards that addiction.
252A.
Okay.
Any objection? Any objection, Ms. Brito? Could you turn on?
Guilt
could
him
you turn
into
your microphone
sobriety,
again?
bro. It's the 4-step in AA.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's how you're supposed to do it. As
I
a
need to
partner,
see it
especially
first, 'cause I don't
as a
know what
loved
they would
one, as
get.
the closest person you have on the fucking
Redacted
planet.
the-
What you're supposed to do is guilt your addicted partner all the time, nonstop. Take photos of them and like fucking belittle them, berate them.
Consistent with your
Totally, it's a proven 100% method. Guilt is a really good way. Taking photos of pictures makes sense if you're trying to combat someone who's constantly gaslighting you, saying it's not happening. Yeah. you feel this way if you don't consider him to be a fucking actual, a victim in the situation. Johnny Depp not only was, in my opinion, a victim of domestic violence, but also was a victim of addiction, okay? He is a fucking addict. That is a lifelong struggle, and it's a very difficult thing to combat. It never goes away. You have to work on it for the rest of your life, and having a bad domestic partnership will 1,000% cause you to relapse and make it virtually impossible to ever get better. Now, it's also a really difficult thing to deal with, especially if you have a partner who is an addict. Obviously, like, that is a never-ending, ongoing struggle and a mountain of burden that you have to shoulder as well. But what Amber Heard did in that circumstance was just not shoulder that burden and instead seemingly, make things worse, demonstrably. Now, if only there was a person that wanted to get out of said relationship, noticing that it was fucking toxic, and tried to both physically leave and also leave in every way, right? Physically leave, emotionally end the relationship. If only there was a person that did that. Oh, wait, there was. His name is Johnny Depp, and she refused to allow that to happen. So, not only did she refuse to allow that to happen, even after the fucking, the court-approved temporary restraining order was pushed, she personally linked up with Johnny Depp at a hotel. So, like, very clearly, despite what she was doing on the one hand, she still was trying to maintain contact with Johnny Depp regularly. And if you listen to the conversations, the phone conversations that took place, or rather the phone recorded conversations that took place in that California hotel after the temporary restraining order was pushed, you see that, like, she is the one who is initiating contact, trying to still make things right with Johnny, where Johnny Depp is personally trying to get out of that situation. He's like, you fucked me over, you've ruined me, you ruined my life. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. How can you say that you love me? You can say Johnny Depp was a gaslighter, Johnny Depp was a gaslighter, Johnny Depp was a gaslighter over and over and over again. But, like, after a certain point, you got to realize, like, maybe he's not the fucking gaslighter in this situation, and maybe he was being gaslit. Hold on. Oh.
Sir, does this refresh your recollection that you did in fact send this picture to your friend Rocky Pennington?
Yes, I did.
And you sent it to her on August 7th, 2014 at 11:24 p.m., correct?
That is correct.
So you sent Miss Pennington this picture of Mr. Depp with ice cream spilled on him, right?
That is correct.
Ooh,
And
they're
you
going to make
wrote,
her look
quote,
like a fucking
"This is what
villain
I've
in
been
this
dealing
situation.
with," end quote.
Like he's
Did I
making
read
fun
that
of Johnny
right?
Depp's addiction,
You
so
did
she
read that
probably
right.
was.
That's correct.
And this is you protecting Mr. Depp.
That is me getting support from my best friend.
This is you supporting Mr. Depp.
This is me getting support from my best friend. I also need support.
You weren't afraid the monster would get upset that you took this picture?
This was Opiate Johnny. This is a different version of him. This is Opiate on the Nod Johnny.
And you weren't afraid that Opiate Johnny, or the monster as you called him,
What
would
does that
get
even?
upset that you
What
sent
does that
this
even
pic-
mean? Does that mean that you can make
Well,
fun of
he's
him
all
then?
of
What the
those
fuck?
things. Of course he could get upset. Of course that's scary to me. Of course.
Didn't
But
stop you
Hey,
from sending
where's
this
that
picture to
chatter
your friend,
now?
did it?
Where the fuck's that chatter now, dude? Hey, what's up? Mango JPEG? Do you think this was to fucking prove to Johnny Depp that he was fucked up? Or do you think she was just, like, literally documenting this stuff, probably making fun of him, belittling him, and also sending it to his fucking friends?
You also showed this jury
Johnny Depp off the
pictures
perk.
of cocaine. Do you recall that?
yes, that's correct.
So please take a look at one of those. If we could please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 167A, which is already in evidence. Directing
Amber
your
Heard is
attention
extremely unlikable, but the way the internet is
to
treating her when she did experience abuse is fucked. Instead of both being
photograph.
condemned, her abusers
This
being
is
praised by
photograph you
basically
took
everyone.
in
I think the
March of
reason, part of the
2013,
reason
right?
for why that's happening though, is because, like, she did say that she was a survivor of domestic violence, domestic abuse at the hands of Johnny Depp, and, like, fucking made it seem as though it was a completely one-sided abusive relationship. And so many in the media roundly agreed with her, and still I think a lot of people in the media agree with her and don't see Johnny Depp in any way, shape, or form as a victim at all.
To snort these lines.
that doesn't justify the way that people are treating Amber Heard. I think that people are being fucking insane, as I've talked about.
In this picture, I see 4 lines.
Mostly because of
There isn't any
celebrity
cocaine residue around those lines, right?
culture and the surrounding mania around it.
Not
But
that I can tell, no.
Doesn't really look like anyone's been doing cocaine off that table, does it?
With all due respect, I'm not sure you know how that works.
I'm asking if you do. You've testified you've done cocaine.
I have.
Doesn't really look like Mr. Depp or anyone was doing cocaine off that table, does it?
I beg to differ with you on that. When you snort cocaine, typically it goes into your nose.
okay, this looks.
Does it
This
stay
makes
on
her
the
look.
table?
This makes the lawyer
There's
look
residue
crazy
from
a
that
little bit.
cocaine when your lips and nose touch the table, right?
Will the tampon applicator next to the driver's
Not good,
license
lawyer.
that you see is a device that I believe my sister had taught him to use.
Bro, this is
in
a
order
dead to
to
rights cocaine table. What
the
the fuck's she
cocaine,
saying right now? Is she just being like a dork?
in
What is
your nose.
what's the motivation from the lawyer here? That's like
Depp
this is
is
the
a pretty
most
heavy
cocaine
smoker,
table I've ever
right?
seen.
He is.
And that's a cigarette in the ashtray in the back
There's fucking
there?
lines right there. and a tampon
back right?
applicator that he's
Yes,
using.
it looks like one of his hand rolls.
There's no other cigarettes in that ashtray, are there?
I see 1 cigarette.
The one that's not smoked.
That's correct.
There's no ash in that ashtray either, is there?
Oh,
not
she's
that I
saying
can
she set this
tell in
up
this
to make
picture.
it seem like
pretty
Johnny Depp
clean.
was doing coke or something.
In this picture, it looks like it, yes.
It's a pretty neat table. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh shit! She's saying false
Depends on what you
flag.
call neat, I
She's
suppose.
saying it's a
You
setup.
sent this picture to your friend Rocky Pennington as well, didn't you?
I sure did.
It does look staged.
And when you
Oh
sent
my
it, you
god!
said,
It does look
quote, "Look
staged
at
as
my
fuck.
morning,"
It's like he's got
or
his
something like
fucking
that.
ID right there.
Yay for mornings.
So you have a habit of sending staged photographs to your friend Rocky, don't you?
The beer
I
is
had
not
a
even
habit of
drank. The
communicating
only thing
with
that's
my
been
best
drank is
friend about
Amber
what was
Heard's
going on in my life.
weird juice that she drinks on stage too. I think.
You don't
or
have any
whatever that
pictures
is.
of Mr. Depp actually consuming cocaine, do you?
I don't think I have a picture of him mid-snort. No.
You don't even have any pictures of Mr. Depp with cocaine.
What do you mean by that?
Holding cocaine, standing next to cocaine, sitting next to cocaine.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you haven't shown any of those pictures like that to the jury, have you?
I don't know. No, I haven't.
I thought, dude, she's on the back foot, dude. She got
And you were never
confident.
able to catch
We
Mr.
thought the
Depp
lawyer was
with
being a
cocaine
dork.
on
Turns
film
out,
either. Were you?
I never tried.
turns out she was debate lording her
But you
into
were
a
able to catch
trap,
him sleeping,
dude.
Right?
I have seen him pass out in all sorts of places, yes.
And you also captured a video of Mr. Depp in the kitchen that was played again for this jury today, beating up some cabinets. Do you recall that?
Ooh, oh, this is gonna be
Sorry,
fucked
say
up.
that again?
You recall capturing Mr. Depp in the kitchen of one of his
That
homes?
one was crazy. She's
beating
gonna
up
say,
some
"Why were you
cabinets?"
smiling and laughing at the
Yes.
end of it?"
Slamming things around, yes.
So you took that video of Mr. Depp in the kitchen, right?
I did.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. This is one
you
instance
took
where
it
the
on one of
debate
your
pervert
iPad
is actually
devices?
doing
I took it
a
on my
decent
iPad.
job being a debate pervert. Debate pervertry.
You were deposed in August of 2016 in connection with your divorce proceedings from Mr. Depp, right?
That is correct.
And you will recall that the video of Mr. Depp in the kitchen was released online the day before your deposition in August of 2016, don't you?
That's correct.
You're the one who released that video.
Incorrect.
Isn't that true?
That's incorrect. I flew in from another place at the time. I remember learning about it when I landed.
So it's just a coincidence that the video you took of Mr. Depp was released the day before you were deposed in connection with your divorce from Mr. Depp.
I absolutely had nothing to do with that. I wouldn't even know how to do something like that.
This is way more on point to compare to the Johnny Heard's cross-examination. Or
You settled your divorce from Mr. Depp in August of 2016, right?
they are straight to the point. You are correct.
That sounds right.
And in connection with that settlement, you received $7 million from Mr. Depp, true?
That's correct.
And then
6.8 exactly.
your settlement amount was $7 million.
That's correct.
And then you released a statement in which you claimed you would be donating the entire $7 million to
Oh
charity,
shit! She's
right?
gonna hit her with
That's
the.
correct.
You stated you would be donating half of the $7 million to the ACLU,
That's correct.
This
You
was
would be donating the other half to Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
That is correct.
Children's
And you also
Hospital of
stated,
Los Angeles
with
had a hard
respect to
time
the
getting
$7
it.
million divorce settlement, that money played no role except for the extent that you could donate the money to charity.
Yes, that's correct.
If we could please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1259.
This is a character. She's basically thoroughly dismantling her character that she has established by saying she's has
This is
a
an article
tendency to
entitled
lie.
Amber Heard Donates Johnny Depp Divorce Settlement to Charity. Read her statement in full. Is that correct?
That's what the title says, yes.
Directing your attention to the portion on the second page where it says, quote, read the statement below. Is that the statement you released, Ms. Heard?
That is correct.
Your Honor, I move to admit the statement and the article as redacted.
Objection, hearsay.
She was dismantled
It's her
even in direct
statement.
with nonstop objections, speculations sustained
This is
too.
not her statement. This is some. This
She
is,
just testified, Your Honor,
said
that it's her
she- she
You
statement.
can always attack someone's propensity to tell the truth
May I
or
see
lie.
the
One
full,
area of character evidence U.S.
Everything else
systems
is
allows.
redacted.
Okay, then I have no objection.
All right, 1259 in evidence as redacted.
The statement reads, as described in the restraining order and divorce settlement, money played no role for me personally and never has, except to the extent that I could donate it to charity, and in doing so, hopefully help those less able to defend themselves. As reported in the media, the amount received in the divorce
can't
was
respond
$7
to
million, and $7 million is being donated. This is over and above any funds that I have given away in the past and will continue to give away in the future. Did I read that correctly?
That is correct. I don't remember that last line, but I have no. It doesn't stand out to me as wrong.
There's nothing inaccurate in the statement.
Not that I recognize, no.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Depp donated $100,000 of the divorce settlement directly to the ACLU. Is that right?
Right at the beginning of the divorce settlement, he donated $100,000 to each charity on my behalf or towards my contribution.
So $100,000
To each.
to the ACLU.
And to the Children's Hospital.
And in response, you publicly demanded that Mr. Depp pay the divorce settlement directly to you instead of the charities, right?
That was always the agreement, actually, is for him to pay me directly. It was not his money as per the settlement agreement to give away and reap a tax benefit from. I said if he wants to do it and give to charity all of a sudden, then he should pay the correct amount and not try to get a big tax break for it. So effectively for his tax bracket, he should be paying double that amount to the charity directly. And if he wanted to pay the charity directly, he could. He could do that, was fine with me, but he would need to pay the adjusted amount.
Ultimately, the rest of the $7 million divorce settlement was paid directly to you, right?
Over time, yes.
And Mr. Depp didn't end up paying the rest of the $7 million divorce settlement directly to the charities you identified.
That is correct. He paid them installments to me.
You stopped that from happening, didn't you?
I don't understand what your question is. I'm sorry.
You stopped Mr. Depp from paying the charities that you had named directly.
That is incorrect. I said if you want to pay the charities directly, pay the adjusted amount, or pay as per our agreement in the settlement or in the divorce, as per our agreement.
You
She's trying to
also
turn
chose
it
to do
into.
the
She's trying to
former,
turn it into like,
not the
oh,
latter.
I did it for the
I mean,
taxes
the other way
reason.
around.
You also publicly stated that the $7 million divorce settlement should be paid to the charities immediately in full, right?
If he wanted to pay it in the way that he was suggesting, yes.
And you said publicly that the payments to the charities should not be drawn out over many years, right?
I said that.
Oh,
I
shit.
don't recall the.
But then
exact
now
words
she's
that
gonna
I
be like,
used,
well,
but
why did
basically
you
that
draw it
he
out and
shouldn't
is now
use this as
publicly-
a novel interest in getting a tax break. That if he wanted to do that and not pay me the settlement, that was fine. But he would have to pay the adjusted amount and not make it, a commitment he would not fulfill or try to avoid in some other way.
And that's because you wanted the entire world to think that you were donating every penny of the $7 million divorce settlement as soon as you received it from Mr. Depp. Isn't that right?
No, I was going to be receiving it in installments, and I would be paying in installments the donations.
In fact, you released a statement in response to Mr. Depp's $100,000 donations to the ACLU and CHLA, didn't you?
I don't recall.
Let's see if we can refresh your recollection. If we could please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1260.
Uh-oh.
This is an article entitled Amber Heard and Johnny Depp Row Over Divorce Donations. And if I could direct your attention to where it says, I believe it's on the second page, her spokeswoman responded in a statement. The language that follows the statement you released.
Objection, hearsay, spokeswoman, it's not her.
A spokesperson is an exception, Your Honor.
You want to come forward?
What? What the fuck? She's saying that it's not her, and saying that it's a spokesperson and it's not actually her, just speaking on behalf of her. Spokesperson is she? It's hers, right? This is what I mean when chatters are being fucking weird. Like, there are chatters in here who are like, dude, stop eating. You're missing Johnny Depp smiling and laughing. That's what I mean. You're being a freak, dude. You're like a weird stand for the Johnny Depp domestic violence case. Calm down, bro. Oh, you're missing the good parts. Oh, I can't wait to put this in the TikTok compilation. It's gonna get 1 million views.
Before we ask the next question, I'll just hand you a copy.
Stop being weird.
This one.
I want to see it before you ask.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. That's exactly what I said.
It's rich people drama. It's entertaining. I mean, there is a degree of entertainment that people are deriving out of this, but just like, don't fucking yell at me when I'm,
Your Honor,
or
would
don't
you
be
like to
fucking
see
weird
one
about
as
it.
well?
No, that's all right. That's fine. Thank you. Could you please turn your microphone on? I'm sorry, Ms. Birdhoff.
Your Honor, they gave me a redacted, but I don't have the unredacted to be able to see the full document.
I plan to admit it, or ask that it be admitted in redacted form. I'm taking away any hearsay, and I'm just trying to lay the foundation that this is a statement she released through a spokesperson.
How would I know whether there's more to it that shouldn't be redacted, Your Honor, if I don't see the full document?
You're just trying to use procedure to stop the flow,
Your Honor,
right?
the witness can testify as to whether this is a full statement or not.
The witness can't do, we have the right to be able to see the document.
All right. Do you have a document that's not redacted?
We can
Because
pull
it's
it up on
stupid
our
as fuck.
computers.
Okay.
Just give us a moment, Your Honor.
All right.
I can represent this is the full statement that's reported.
Okay, give her an opportunity to look at the unredacted one.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Because she was spitting, like she was on a roll. A big part of this process and the cross-examination is to catch Amber Heard on the back pedal, or also get her to show emotion other than like sadness or other than like what a victim would show. So basically what she's doing here is just using procedure, like Amber's team is using procedure to try to fucking hit a forcible timeout when your team is like heating the fuck up, basically.
Sorry, Ms. Braddock. May I approach?
Yes.
They can choose to only admit a portion of the document in lieu of the full unredacted document. This is actually an important objection, even though it's procedural. This is known as best evidence. If they have the full document, they ought to admit it or acknowledge they're only admitting a selective portion for a specific reason. This is not procedural bullshit, although it does help with a timeout. Okay. That was incredible. Thank you. It was so incredible. I literally thought it was going to be a top of the hour ad break segue. Because it's top of the hour every hour when there's a 60-second ad break. And I thought Cappy
Your
V
Honor,
was going to use this as an opportunity to hit
Can we have a copy
that.
of this?
Yeah, you can get a copy of that
Happily.
later.
Oh wait, now
today.
I did that.
Right.
Just kidding.
I think
And if
she
you no
should be
longer want to
giving
see
us
those ads, all
copies
you
of
need to do
the
is
full-
subscribe.
Well, I understand.
You can do that
We'll
for
take care of
$5
that,
or for
but-
free with a
Okay.
subscribe.
As of right now, can we continue?
Objection.
We can, Your Honor, but I have an objection.
Top of the hour ad break is upon us.
There's some quotation marks missing.
And the
Okay,
only
come
solution to it is a Twitch Prime, which is free. or you get gifted a sub if you're lucky. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. Thank you, Taiwan Tempest, for the 5 gifted subs. Also, thank you, Communist Kowalski, for the 5 gifted subs as well. Oh, you want to object to the top of the hour ad break? You can't. It's my court. My rules, baby. Can you approach? No, you cannot approach the bench. May not. You're badgering the witness.
All right. So directing your attention, Ms. Heard, where it says her spokeswoman responded in a statement.
Your
The
Honor-
language that follows.
Your Honor, again, she can't read it. She has to show it
The
to
language
her.
that follows.
All right. If you want to lay a
Is this-
foundation to that, go ahead.
You released a statement after Mr. Depp donated $100,000 to the ACLU and $100,000 to CHLA. Correct, Ms. Heard?
I think so, yes.
Okay. And the language that
Good
follows
thing.
is
Good
the
thing they did
statement
that.
you released in response to Mr. Depp's donations, right?
I don't know if this is the official statement. I have no idea.
The statement that starts
Objection,
at
Your Honor.
Amber Heard. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Would you please read that to yourself, Ms. Heard?
Yes.
Did you read all the way to the very bottom where the last word is supported?
Yes.
Okay. That's a statement you released through your spokeswoman after Mr. Depp made the donations to the CHLA and the ACLU. Correct, Ms. Heard?
I do not recall exactly what my statement was. I don't disagree with anything in the statement, but I just simply don't recall what the statement was we released.
Is there anything inaccurate in that statement, Ms. Heard?
No.
Okay. I'm going to move to admit.
Objection, Your Honor, lack of foundation.
No, I'll overrule the objection. 1260 and evidence over objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. Statement reads, Amber Heard appreciates Johnny Depp's novel interest in supporting two of her favorite charities, the ACLU, American Civil Liberties Union for Domestic Violence, and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. This is great and unexpected news. And it continues. However, if Johnny wishes to change the settlement agreement, we must insist that he honor the full amount by donating $14 million to charity, which, after accounting for his tax deduction, is equal to his $7 million payment obligation to Amber.
That's, by the way, that's an
And it
insane
continues.
thing. The demand. It's like,
We
oh
would
yeah.
also insist that the full amount be paid immediately and not drawn
No,
out over
ACLU
many
is a
years.
nonprofit. It is a
Anything
charity.
less
You're
would
wrong.
be a
It's a
transparent attempt by
501c3.
Johnny's counsel, Laura
But it's
Wasser,
insane to be like, you
and
have to
Patty
donate
Glazer,
twice as much
to
because you
reduce
get a
their
tax break
client's
out of
true
it.
payment by half
Fuck.
under the guise of newfound concern for charities that he has never previously supported.
It's
End quote.
literally spite, dude. She's literally fucking straight up saying it's spite.
Did I read that correctly?
Yes.
Thank you. After this, you kept commenting about the donation of your divorce settlement, right?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Okay. You spoke about donating your divorce settlement on a Danish TV show, correct?
I believe I said I had. I believe I said I donated it to charity, but it was already printed or already commented on and stated in the press. I had already.
If not, the taxpayer would
released
go
that
for her.
information in the
That's
press.
why.
I think I just confirmed it on that show.
Yeah, but who cares?
You appeared on a show called RTL Late Night, right?
I don't recall what show it was.
If we could please play Plaintiff's Exhibit 346, which is a portion of your appearance on this program. And we would ask that it be moved into evidence and ask for permission to publish it.
No, I know he's reducing his tax burden by paying directly when their agreement was to get it
Your
herself.
Honor, if we may approach.
She
very
wants the
briefly.
tax. She wants the tax break for herself, but the doubling of the amount is fucking insane, and it's just spite. It's just spite. Like him being like, I want to fucking pay the donations on my own, is certainly gonna have tax benefits, right? It's reducing your liability. It's reducing your tax burden, but it's also fucking ridiculous for her to be like, oh yeah, now you have to pay double. I was at a fancy restaurant yesterday. I think you were eating ortolan. How could you see me, real Joe Bastianich, eating ortolan? Ortolan is an affront to God, and you can't eat it without hiding your face. So clearly, you didn't see me there. You have no proof. Objection. Also, my friend Tim is here. I'm going to cut my hair. What am I going to do with it? Oh no, I want to keep growing it. It's just that I have like split ends. I want to like take off the weight a little bit, maybe like make it healthy. Make it like what? I mean, come heavy as fuck, bro. I just gotta finish this real quick, but yeah, no, it's heavy, right? Yeah. You want the Anton Chigrin haircut? Yeah, that's not happening. So, do you understand, chatters, that there's animosity on both sides in the situation? But, like, neither side cares about the charity. Ultimately, it's just, like, two rich people fighting back and forth about, like, duking it out over charities for PR, for tax breaks. Trial? There's no.
So if we could please play and publish to the jury Plaintiff's Exhibit 346.
346 in evidence.
And actually were all kinds of accusations flying your way when you said all this, and then there was a divorce.
What the fuck? What the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Was that a hot mic?
$7 million in total was donated to, I split it between the ACLU and Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
ACLU is a human rights organization.
Sorry, ACLU is a prominent organization, nonprofit organization in the United States. It's called the American Civil Liberties Union, and they work on behalf of marginalized communities on the ground and in legislative reform.
Right.
And
well, more power to you, because that's something that I've never heard of.
I wanted nothing.
This interview was in October of 2018, right, Ms. Heard?
I don't recall when it was.
It was in 2018, right, Ms. Heard?
I don't remember when this was done.
This was after you had received the full $7 million of your divorce settlement for Mr. Depp, wasn't it?
Again, without knowing when it was recorded, I have no idea.
The $7 million divorce settlement was paid to you in full by February of 2018, right?
That's correct.
Let's take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 1458, which is already in
It doesn't
evidence.
matter if you can't recall or not. There's, they filmed it. And it's on TV. You can't lie.
This is the deal point memorandum from your divorce settlement, right, Ms. Heard?
Yes, that's what it looks like.
And if we go down to the bottom of page 4.
Oh, shit.
There's a
I
heading
can't recall.
labeled equalization payment. Do you see that?
Yes.
And underneath,
She's reading, chat. That's why.
so the first payment is scheduled for August 31st, 2016, and that's $200,000, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
I don't think there were audio issues.
Mr. Depp's accountant, Edward White, testified that he made that payment directly.
You got to turn on your microphone, Ms. Berderhoff. I'm not going to hear you.
Objection to her testifying to what Mr. White testified to. That
Okay.
It's a actual. He literally testified to it in court.
I'll overrule objection. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Depp's accountant, Edward White, testified that he made the payment directly to the ACLU and CHLA, correct?
I believe so.
What the fuck's going
They were all
on?
made to you, weren't they?
That is correct.
And the final payment of $2.3 million is on February 1st, 2018, right?
The final payment, yes.
And you were here in court when Mr. White testified that the payments were all made on schedule.
I'm going to object to her testifying to what Mr. White testified to.
I'll
It's
overrule the
improper.
objection. Go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. And you were here in court when Mr. White testified that the payments were all made on schedule, right?
I don't believe they were. He might have
That's
testified
not my
to
question, Ms. Hurd.
Oh, yeah.
My question was, you were here in
He used
court
it.
when Mr. White testified under oath
Pelican case.
that all the payments were made on schedule.
that. I was here every day in court. I heard his testimony, yes.
Okay. So back to October of 2018, this was before Mr. Depp sued you for defamation, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
He didn't sue you until after the op-ed came out in December of 2018, right?
He sued me in 2019.
And the op-ed came out in December of
Yes.
2018.
That is correct.
Melon is going to not
So in
be
October
here.
of
He's going to be tuning
2018,
in
you had received your entire $7
later
million divorce
at 6
settlement.
p.m.
You would agree with me.
That is correct.
Okay. And you hadn't yet been sued by Mr. Depp.
This is October. Correct.
So in this October 2018 interview, you said that you had, quote, donated, end quote, your entire divorce settlement to charity, right?
That's correct.
And in fact, your exact words were, quote, $7 million in total was donated to, I split it between the ACLU and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, end quote.
That's
Right?
a statement. As soon as I got a divorce and we reached the settlement, that's when I pledged it right then.
And you say this because you, quote, wanted nothing, end quote.
That is correct.
But you hadn't donated your entire $7 million settlement to charity at that point, had you?
That's incorrect.
Sitting here today, Ms. Hurd, you still haven't donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity. Isn't that right?
Incorrect. I pledged the entirety
No,
of the
Ms. Hurd,
settlement,
that's
$7
not
million
my
to
question.
charity, and I
Ms. Hurd,
intend to
Ms.
fulfill
Hurd,
those obligations.
Ms. Hurd, that's not my question. Please,
What was
try
your
to answer
question?
my question. Sitting here today, you have not donated the $7 million, donated, not pledged, donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity.
I use pledge and donation synonymous with one another. They're
But I
the same
don't.
thing.
Ms. Hurd, I don't
my
use it
God.
synonymously.
That's how donations are paid.
Ms. Hurd, respectfully, that's not my question. As of today, you have not paid $3.5 million of your own money to the ACLU. Yes or no?
I have not yet.
And as
God
of today, you have not paid $3.5 million of your own money to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, correct?
I have not yet. Johnny sued me.
So as of today, you have not donated, paid $7 million of your divorce settlement to charity, right?
I have not been able to fulfill those obligations yet.
Yeah.
And that's because you did want something, didn't you?
I didn't want anything, and I didn't get anything.
You wanted Mr. Depp's money.
Yeah, no, I want to keep it. I want to keep it going.
Didn't get
Keep
it.
growing
Wasn't
so
interested
I
in
just
it.
want, like, a
I
little
loved
bit of-
Johnny. That's why I was with him.
You wanted praise for donating the money, right?
That's incorrect.
You wanted good press.
In general, one does want good press, yes.
You wanted to seem altruistic publicly.
God damn.
Wasn't my interest. My interest is in my name and clearing my name, and at the time I was being called a liar and my motives were being questioned. I did see it as important to clear that up. I wanted to make a statement to make sure that there was not any doubt that I couldn't be labeled these things just because Johnny was a bigger star and had more publicity reach.
You wanted to remind everyone of your claims of domestic violence against Mr. Depp, right?
No, I wanted to move on with my life.
You wanted to make those claims seem believable.
They are believable. They were
You wanted
believable.
them to be seen, you wanted to be seen, excuse me, as a noble victim of domestic violence,
I have
didn't you?
never wanted to be seen as a victim. Nor have I ever called myself one.
You testified under oath that, quote, the entirety of your divorce settlement was donated to charity, end quote, didn't you?
That's correct. I pledged the entirety.
No. Ms. Heard, my questions. Your counsel will have time to redirect you after. You testified under oath, quote, the entirety of your divorce settlement was donated to charity, end quote.
That is correct. I pledged the entirety.
I'm going to move to strike everything after yes.
All right.
No. Ms. Hurt, this is really inappropriate.
I'll sustain the objection and we'll just move forward.
Thank you.
Let's move forward. Next
What
question.
the fuck?
Under oath, that statement wasn't true, was it, Ms. Hurd?
I'm sorry, I don't follow your question. Sorry.
You testified under oath, quote, the entirety of my divorce settlement was donated to charity, end quote. That statement wasn't true.
It is true. I pledged the entirety to charity.
She's saying
Statement.
When you say you buy a house, you don't pay for
Ms.
the
Hurd,
entire house
Ms. Hurd,
at one time.
respectfully,
You pay it
I'm
over
not
time.
asking, Ms. Hurd.
All right. Next question, please.
Thank you. That statement isn't true today, as you sit here today, is it?
It is true. I pledged the entirety.
But
to
you didn't
charity.
donate it.
Unfortunately,
You didn't donate it. It's a yes or no.
I haven't been able to to fulfill those
So that's a no,
obligations.
right, Ms. Hurd?
I made the pledge. I want to be very clear. I pledged the entirety. I haven't been able to fulfill those
my
pledges because
God.
I've been sued.
You
This
had
is
all of the
she's
$7 million
getting dumpstered.
for 13 months before Mr. Depp sued you, and you
She's starting to
chose
get
not to
paid.
pay it to the charities you pledged it to. Is that correct, Ms.
I
Hurd?
disagree with your characterization of that.
You're not making it too short, right? No.
Let's look at your sworn testimony from the UK.
Okay, not only does she look bad now, chat, not only does she look bad, but also they're establishing that, like, I mean, not only they're establishing that she lied, right? But more importantly than that, they're making her look really bad because her reaction is, like, very short.
Ms. Vasquez, do you want me to close the shades?
That would be
Okay. There's this light coming across. And
So I appreciate that.
Has
It's
to be a little
probably
more
good light.
It's not good
Thank you,
light.
Your Honor.
All right.
Lady, you're wrong. I can't get closer to the microphone, you fucking idiots. It's as long as it goes.
This is your third witness statement that you submitted in the UK action, right, Ms. Hurd?
Correct.
And this statement was made under oath, true?
That is true.
I'm directing your attention to the last page of that statement. That's your signature, right?
Yes, it is.
So you made this sworn statement on February 26, 2020.
That's correct.
And directing your attention to paragraph 4. It says, quote, I remained financially independent from him the whole time we were together, and the entire amount of my divorce settlement was donated to charity, end quote.
That is correct.
Did I read that correctly?
Yes, you did.
The him you were referring to is Mr. Depp.
That is correct.
Most of the money that was donated to the ACLU and CHLA in your name came from someone else. Isn't that right?
I don't know what you mean by most of.
Well, at least $500,000 that was donated to the ACLU in your name wasn't paid by you, right?
I believe Elon made a donation in my honor on one of the years.
Yeah, and it didn't come out of your $7 million divorce settlement, right?
No, nor did it count towards my pledge.
Yo, Elon Musk in the
And at least
fucking building,
$500,000 that was donated to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles in your name wasn't paid by you either.
Right, those were made at the same time.
And it didn't come out of your $7 million divorce settlement.
Nor did it count to my 3.5 obligation.
Bro, did she
Those
pull a Tinder swindler
$500,000
and like
payments
move
came
on to
from
the
your new
next guy to
boyfriend,
pay for
Elon
her
Musk, right?
obligations? Like, what the fuck?
I don't know if he was a new boyfriend at the time.
You got him to pay part of what you promised to these two charities, didn't you?
Incorrect.
Ma.
Because you wanted to keep at least some of the $7 million divorce settlement for yourself, right?
You're very wrong about that.
I think this, if Your Honor's
Okay,
fine,
you said
this is a good
it's
stopping
breaking
point.
point. Okay, that's fine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll stop here for the evening.
God
Remember,
damn
tonight,
it,
do not
dude,
do
what
any
the
outside
fuck?
research and do not discuss the case with anybody. I know these days are a little longer, and I appreciate your patience
Bro,
and
okay, she was getting real spicy
taking care of
when she
everything
fucking
here.
decided
Please
to
take care of
fuck
yourself
it.
tonight, okay? And we'll see you in the morning
Fuck
at 9
you,
a.m.
Judge. Okay, so she literally fucking went and she went and basically got money from other people to fulfill the dono obligations, so she could just like use the money for herself. Also, you can't say you donated if you just like pledged. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Doesn't that?
Right.
It's like a chatter.
Again,
being
Ms.
like,
Hurd, since
I
you're
donated.
still on the witness stand, please do not discuss your testimony with anybody, to include your attorneys, okay? All right, 9 o'clock tomorrow then?
Bro,
All right,
if
we'll
I
see you
was
at 9
if
o'clock.
I was a fucking juror in this trial, I would be discussing it with everybody, okay? It is impossible not to fucking discuss the details of this trial, dude. Like, I think it's the most insane thing to just be like, oh yeah, please don't discuss the details of the trial. I know you're not supposed to, but goddamn, I would never be able to stop myself, okay? She donated to the Allegiance. Oh, good one. Like pledge donation. I am shouting, and I want you to hear me. That's the reason why I'm shouting, is so you can fucking hear me. You ungrateful shits. Should I not? Should I not? Oh, wait. You can actually hear me perfectly fine, even when I'm not yelling, I think. Oh, my God. I was literally yelling for no reason. Oh, my fucking God, dude. I am so mad right now. What the fuck? Oh, dude, that's bullshit, okay? This entire time, I was just, like, fucking yelling. Tim, I have the worst community on the platform, I think, on the internet in general.
Were they telling you they couldn't hear you?
Yeah, they were fucking like, dude, be louder, be louder, be louder, yell louder, like, we can't hear you. Meanwhile, they just fucking knew they could hear me. They were just fucking trolling those pieces of shit, dude. Straight the fuck up. How are you reading chat? It's on screen, and I got my glasses on. Anyway, you haven't paid attention to this at all, right? Have you?
Yeah, the beginning of it. Not recently. I haven't really.
Yeah. What do you think what do you think of it so far? I mean, like, cause I like hearing the perspective of a person who's just like kind of removed from the underlying political aspect of this.
I mean, with what part? I feel like it's like layered. The whole thing, the whole trial.
It's pretty good. That's a pretty good answer, dude. That's a pretty political answer. I'll tell you that much. Oh wait, hold on. It's gonna be really loud. No. Oh, saved.